If you can get these 3 things right, then you'll have the right foundation. You'll start to shed stubborn weight and you'll get the body goal of your dreams. In this video, I'm going to take the last 3 years of my personal weight loss journey and condense it down into a 3-step framework if I had to lose 30 pounds all over again today. In 2020, I was at the heaviest weight that I had ever been, and it took me 3 full years of ups and downs to lose the weight and keep it off in a healthy way without any major restrictions or crazy fad diets. Now, there are 3 levels to this weight loss blueprint. We're going to start from level 1. So step 1 is to get started. If you've always been trying to lose weight in the past, but found yourself failing time and time again, this is a huge hurdle that stops people from even getting started. It's not getting started in the first place. We sit on the couch with our DoorDash and wallow in self-pity, complain and say, I'll start tomorrow. And how many times have we said that one to ourselves? Here's the fact and what keeps us all stuck. If you eat more calories than you burn, you'll gain weight. And this is the only secret you'll ever need to ever lose weight, and that's if you eat fewer calories or burn more calories than you consume, you will lose weight. That is the one thing that you can take away. So you can tackle either one of these, consuming less or burning more calories than you eat. So let's start with calories. If the only way to lose weight is to consume less, then what do we do? Where do we get started? I remember I did used to have an unhealthy relationship with food, but one of the easiest things that helped me was to make simple swaps. So what do we want to do? Swap out everything we absolutely love to eat, starve ourselves on 1,000 calories a day, and never eat out? No. Yeah, that's an example of how to fail quickly. Look, I know the all-in mentality when you first get started. We think that to get the fastest results, we need to go all in and change everything at once. But I'm here to tell you, if you want lasting, consistent results, you gotta take one small step at a time. My results of losing 30 pounds happened over the course of 3 years, but with the help of these steps, you can achieve this in a lot faster time than I did. So what I would do is make an easy swap. Ask yourself, what would my future healthy self eat or drink, for example? Let's start with, what would my healthy self drink? My answer would be probably water, unsweet tea, and maybe a lighter coffee, either black or with some milk or cream. Now, let's step back. What are we drinking every day? Maybe on a weekend we wake up and have a very overly sugar coffee, maybe 2 sodas throughout the day, and an energy drink, and probably some alcohol on the weekend. What we gotta ask ourselves is how we can start bridging that gap to become the future person of our dreams. So swapping out one drink at a time could be a good way to get started. Sticking to water alone would be great, but again, we're talking about baby steps. So if we cut off soda, that is a lot of caloric intake we're immediately cutting out of consumption. Maybe soda isn't your vice and that doesn't resonate with you at all. How about alcohol? That was one of the biggest things that I cut out of my life. That was my major swap. It's like when you go on a date with someone for the first time, you're kind of feeling it out a bit, right? You're feeling the vibe to see if this is something that could actually work for you long term. Can I commit to this swap? But let's talk about drink alternatives. Carbonated drinks. Try infusing your water with things like fruit, with lemon or cucumber or strawberries. Drink unsweet tea or green tea, hot or iced. Start making pressed green juices. These are all viable alternatives. And the beginning is the hardest part, right? But not only will it get easier over time, but at least at the start, we've made progress. And there's actual proof that we can change. So let's talk about the second swap in losing weight, which is burning more calories. If we aren't doing any physical activity, believe me, I've been there. I would sit at my desk for 8 hours a day and then continue gaming at my desk for another 4 to 6 hours. So I know what it's like to barely make an effort for any physical activity. Decide on something fun in the beginning that's fun and easy and something for you to commit to consistently. Here are a few suggestions. You can swap out 30 minutes of Netflix time for a 30-minute walk. Or outside when the weather is nice. You can get a stepper. I've seen these, and you can also just step in your living room or get a walking pad for your living room too. Really nice because it lets you listen to podcasts, music videos, throw on a show, or listen to an audiobook. And I'll just reiterate that step 1 is committing to an overall healthier calorie intake and a lifestyle that is more active than sedentary. So let's take it a step further. Level 2 is going to be to get smart, because guess what? We cannot solve the problem with the same mindset that created the problem. So this is where we need to get curious. Look, we have more questions than answers when we first start out. Questions like, how do I cook healthy meals at home on my own? What's the best workout split? And what even is a good portion size? If you're ready to take on the gym, I say start hitting the gym and commit to learning how to improve your exercise form. If you want to focus on your nutrition, educate yourself on better, easier, healthier meals. Notice that at this point, we're still not focused on results. The priority here is about getting better at living a healthier lifestyle because we don't know what we don't know. Let's get smart in order to lose weight. So this is where we have to get real. We can no longer be ignorant about our weight or how many calories that we're consuming. So one, I would highly recommend you need to get your body measurements. And trust me, in the beginning, I was so scared to step on a scale because I didn't want to know what the actual number was. I would definitely suggest something like a DEXA scan because it'll be best at this point to understand your full body composition, to understand your weight distribution, and especially the number like your fat percentage. That can be a little bit different from just your overall weight on the scale. Another way is you can just take a good old tape measure and measure different parts of your body and keep that in a document or on your notes. I know this part sounds a little bit scary, but trust me, it's a lot simpler than you think. We need to know about the number of calories that we want to stay under in order to lose weight. For this one, we're going to head over to calculator.net. Now here is where you're going to input your age, your gender, height, weight, level of activity, and all that together will help calculate your calorie intake. This will help you for maintenance or weight loss. Now, take this with a grain of salt. It's great to be aware of what this number is. Knowing these numbers are here as guides. At the end of the day, if you continue to make healthier choices, you will still see results regardless. The third step would be to download MyFitnessPal. You can make a free account and track your caloric intake for a minimum of 1 day, at maximum a week. Do a full day of eating and it'll help you understand what you are actually consuming versus what you should be consuming. And if that number is a big difference, we'll go back to step 1 and make small little changes here and there that'll help you get down to a healthier amount. Step 3 is to set goals. Actionable, smart goals. That does not mean to expect immediate results. I like to mention that at the time that I started working out, I had a weigh-in at a month and a half and the scale had not changed at all.
Month and a half weigh-in. What'd you get the first time?
152.
There you go. It didn't move.
Oh my god.
My weight stayed exactly the same. But do you know how disheartening that was? If I was solely focusing on my weight, I never would have continued on this journey. But I knew that I was focusing on something much more, and that was improving my lifestyle. It's easy at this point to give up and say, it's been a month or 2 months or 3 months and I'm not seeing the results yet. What is the point? That's why you have to remember what the point is. Living a healthier lifestyle, being a healthier you. And maybe at this point, you're having to confront your own emotions too, around the fear of not succeeding, judgment from others, and self-doubt of if this is even possible. These emotions that will come up are so valid and will come to light and try to convince you that what you're doing isn't worth it. But don't let these get in the way of building the new body and lifestyle that you want. Let me give you some specific actionable direction. We're looking for clear, actionable goals. Goals can then help you build routines and they're measurable so you can actually track your improvement. Without goals and systems, we're going to be wandering around aimlessly. And what you can try to do here is understand what your current strengths are, like how you enjoy exercising or what you already love to eat, what your weaknesses are, such as where are you faltering? What situations are the most tempting for you to fall off and how can you avoid them? When it comes to eating healthier, this could include eating at home or eating a home-cooked meal 5 days out of the week. Another one could be making one healthy swap. Examples of more exercise could include getting a workout a minimum of 3 days a week. Another one could be incorporating 15 minutes of cardio 5 days a week. This will help give you direction. I have an entire video called How I Brainwashed Myself to Finally Lose Weight, and I highly recommend that you check that out, where I talk a little bit more about the mindset shift that you need to make behind these actions in order to lose weight. And that's it right there. Those are the 3 foundation steps that I would suggest if I had to lose 30 pounds all over again, starting from 0. If you really want to get that stubborn belly fat off and finally get the body of your dreams, try this framework and you will not fail. It's always going to be a lifelong journey, but you have to take each individual day and commit to the newer you. Get started today, get educated in the areas that matter the most, and start setting and tackling some goals. Comment down below one change that you're going to implement to get started today. Thanks so much for joining, and I wish you the best of luck in committing to your new self.